So this past week, Hurricane Milton hit Florida and many states in the South, and we're just gonna kind of talk about the weird shit that a couple right wingers have been doing surrounding this, and just general response. We're gonna be talking about like Aiden Ross, Marjorie Taylor Greene, some weird right wingers who have been like, I don't know, been trying to do like, I don't know what they're trying to do. They're trying to be like fucking like a relief squad, but they're also like complete dumbasses. I'm just gonna start with Marjorie Taylor Greene and the shit that she's been up to recently. I mean, it's nothing really new in terms of what she's been, just her in general, her entire attitude. You can always tell she's kind of one of these people. But here we have this tweet that Marjorie Taylor Greene put out at least over a week ago, where she said, "Yes, they can control the weather. It's ridiculous for anyone to lie and say it can't be done." And obviously, who she's kind of referring to when she says they, some people might construe that as, oh, she's talking about the government, or she's talking about Jewish people. Who's really to say? I mean, this is someone who believed that Jewish people had a space laser. Like, legit, she thought Jewish people had a space laser. So when she says they, she could be talking about Jews. But it's just so fucking... She is a fucking moron. I mean, she's always kind of spiraling. That's the thing. There's nothing really new about this. She's always just kind of a dumb person. But, like, when we talk about, the hurricane... When we talk about Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene that hit around the same time, I believe, when she made this tweet, it's just fucking nutty. I don't know. This is just maddening. Being like, oh, I'm gonna post like a meme about how like Jews control the weather, while also being like pro-Israel. I don't know. It's just fucking gross. But what do you expect from Marjorie Titan Green, of all people? This is also someone who said that raw milk is healthy. Raw milk does a body good. Make America healthy again. The community note: raw milk consumption is linked to a number of foodborne illnesses. However the fuck you say these. But yeah, like, it's literally one of the least healthiest things you can drink. Like, I do not know how she is alive, but maybe that's why she fucking looks like that. Marjorie Taylor Greene is like a special, sorry, Marjorie Titan Green, I gotta get her name right. Marjorie Titan Green is like a special kind of ugly, like, that you can only get from being like, yeah, raw milk is healthy. But yeah, let's just get into some of the weirdness. I found this guy randomly on TikTok, and I don't mean to like make fun of this guy, but this is how I feel a lot of people were kind of dealing with Hurricane Milton. At least the people who are just like, oh, it's not that big of a deal.
That's where they got the radar say that the hurricane is almost hitting us directly, and I don't see anything going on out there. So I'm just gonna open up the open sign, open up my business. I'm gonna walk outside, check it out. They said that the hurricane is coming, but where is it? Where? Light rain, ain't nothing going.
Also, something I don't understand. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna open up my business, and in all fairness, I don't know what this guy's business is, but why are you shirtless? I don't know, if I'm walking into a business and I just see someone shirtless, if I see the owner shirtless, I'm just like, did I walk into the right place?
What's going on? Open sign on, I'm open.
Like, I don't know what kind of business you must have where you're just like, yeah, I can just walk around shirtless and that'll probably be fine for whoever comes in.
Everybody's out was evacuated, board up their businesses, everybody escaped. Everybody gone, no gas, nothing, empty outside like zombie land. The government is tricking us, man. Ain't no hurricane here? Where? I'm open. Shee!
Oh my god. I remember, yeah, it was this one. Someone commented, I want the 5 hours later video. Well, guess what? Here we go.
Oh my god.
Same guy.
Hurricane Milton is here. It's hitting us directly right now. I'm a
Dumbass.
little delay. The wind is insane. It's insane, y'all. I think I underestimated a little bit.
A little bit.
It's crazy. I'm just a tiny little bit afraid to walk out right now. Sheesh.
Oh my god.
Damn. Holy smoke. This is my first time experiencing wind like this. Woo! God almighty.
So yeah, obviously a very big switch up. But yeah, that's how I feel like, some people like him were definitely treating this. We're just like, nah, it's not that bad. It's pretty bad. And same goes for this guy, Lieutenant Dan. Now, his story does have a happy ending. But at the same time, this is just a weird guy. You probably already know about him. He's been fucking seen everywhere. Everyone's been talking about him. And he has a bit of a weird history. I'm not going to get into that. He seems to be, at least his history seems to be a bit griftery. He seems to really want to put his name out there. Despite the fact that, like, he doesn't have the best history in regards to, this is not a history you should want, people to know you for. I mean, it's not terrible. What the fuck? It's not terrible, but he has like a lot of arrest. I believe he like hit a law enforcement officer, but he also tried to light a woman on fire, apparently. But we'll get into that. But yeah, this is Lieutenant Dan.
They're saying 20-foot storm surge.
It doesn't matter. The boat float, the boat will go up or down.
Can we please get you into a hotel?
Yeah, that's a boat. You know, there's never been any ships that have fucking like gotten destroyed or anything by a storm. There's none that's been tipped over, nothing like that. There's never been. Everyone knows no matter how bad the storm is, as long as you're in a boat, you're fine, right? Especially when you're like next to buildings or fucking like electrical towers, shit like that. It's just, no, you're completely fine. Nothing to worry about. As long as you're in that boat, you'll still float. You know, there's no, you know, caution about like capsizing.
No.
Everybody's been asking, man. We got to get you off this day.
Yeah, multiple people were telling him to leave, but he just didn't. I don't know why they just didn't force him to leave. Like, dude, we are trying to save your life. Just for the love of God, go.
There's a guy named Lieutenant Dan, the fucking boat big, the boat. They told him to get up out of there. He's talking about he ain't.
I'm not stupid. I just want to be. I'm not stupid. That's why I'm gonna hide out in my boat during like one of the worst hurricanes of the last few years. Yeah, I'm just gonna ride it out. Because, you know, boats always float. They never capsize or anything. I'll be fine. I'll just lock myself into this boat. You know, what's the worst thing that could happen? That it just, like, you know, gets filled with water. It ends up sinking. I end up drowning. Like, what's the problem there? Also, yeah, this is the whole thing. Like I said earlier, he has a bit of a grifter past, at least from what I've heard. A lot of the stuff surrounding him seems to be, like, just kind of rumors in a way. Like, there were some, like, there was word going around that he was like a sexual predator, but like I don't believe he's like registered at all. When it like he's like not on the registry for that. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot of like stuff going around about him that doesn't seem to be true. But at least with this story, it seems to be confirmed that it was him, because his real name is Joseph Malowinski, and he put that name out there himself. Like, he told people, he was like, this is my name, and people found all this information about him. But there's been a lot of like contrasting stuff. There's been a lot of inaccurate stuff, at least so far, that doesn't have a lot of proof surrounding it. But yeah, but I don't think he did this for like grifting reasons to like blow up on the internet. I think he did I do think maybe, because we'll get into that when it comes to like the Aiden Ross situation, maybe that was a factor in it. I also think that, I don't know, he says at some point, I don't think it's in this video, but it's in this guy's video, this original guy's video, that he came to, like, he did all this because God told him so. So I think he's just crazy. I mean, obviously he is.
You're not worried at all, and everything's gonna be all right.
I'm not worried because my life, this is not compared to what I've been. It doesn't scare me. I'm gonna be fine because I'm in a boat that floats. That's the wind's gonna pick up, but my anchor is tied to the dock. I'm not gonna go anywhere.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, because that, you know, that anchor can't like possibly break and just send you flying.
Put him there, and that anyone telling him to leave is not of God.
Lieutenant Dan is leaving the boat. This is serious, chat. The Lieutenant Dan of TikTok has opted to evacuate his boat. As of a few minutes ago, he is now trying to get the word out. Hey, I need a place to stay.
No, nobody bought me a boat.
No? Okay. But you don't want a hotel room.
Oh yeah, he also doesn't have a leg, so that's mostly why people have been calling him Lieutenant Dan. Which I don't think he knows what that means. So people will call him Lieutenant Dan, and he's just like, I'm not a lieutenant, I never served. And it's like, okay, someone has obviously never seen Forrest Gump. But I don't know, that was kind of funny. Like, people were explaining to it, like, someone asked him, how do you feel about being called Lieutenant Dan? It was like very obvious he didn't know what that was in reference to. He thought that people thought that he was in the military.
Dude, I will take a hotel room so we can get me a hotel room.
What about an Airbnb?
I'll go anywhere.
Okay.
You can get me there. I have no transportation. I have no car. My only transportation is that boat.
So if someone could find you a place to stay by tomorrow, you would go?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they're...
Shake that damn
What the fuck?
tree. Shake that tree, monkey. Monkey, shake the tree.
I've heard some people be like, oh, he's staying there because that's the only thing he owns. And it's like, But if he dies by staying there, then he's not gonna own the thing anymore. So that's just dumb. But there was also like crisis centers he could have gone to, and that's more than likely something that like the chief told him as well. Like, hey, like you can go to like a crisis center. We'll get you like a place to stay essentially. But no, he was like, no, I'm gonna stay on my boat. So I think that's where like the grifter element of that comes. Like, I don't think he planned on going anywhere. I think he just wanted to stay there because he knew it would get some sort of traction. And that comes very evident when it comes to his connection with Aiden Ross. So I believe during the storm, Aiden and him got into contact. They did a stream together. And Aiden promised him a boat, like a new one, afterwards, worth 100K. And this isn't the only thing. Oh, okay, there's a clip right here.
To come up, I'm gonna be able to pay for a boat for you. We're gonna get you a nice boat, in the range of $50,000 to $100,000, and we're gonna get you a full-time kick deal, which is a live streaming deal where you can stream your entire voyages and all your events, and you could have a passive income come in, and you're gonna be, you're gonna have a kick deal, man, a live streaming deal, so you could live.
Also, how do you feel about gambling?
And connect with fans all over the world, and they could really see your adventure.
Wow.
And we'll get back to he did get this, I believe. I believe he got the kick deal. I believe he got the new boat, or maybe he's about to get it. It's been a while. Like, it's been a few days, so who knows? I don't think he would have the boat yet, but who knows? There was rumors going around that Aiden pulled out of the discussion after some misleading information about him allegedly being a sexual predator, but again, there's been no evidence I've seen that really contributes to that. It's just kind of people like spreading it around with no actual like evidence of such. So there was like a rumor that stemmed that he was going to pull the deal, but Aiden cleared it up with him, was like, no, don't worry, I'm not going back on it, you're still gonna get your shit. But this ends up with, Lieutenant Dan, who did survive, obviously. He survived the storm. I seen footage of it, and I think he tied himself down two ways. I think he might have like tied up the front of the boat and the back of the boat. It seemed like he was just kind of getting pushed against the wall of the dock that he was tied down to. So it seems like he, made himself pretty secure there. I think it's still a fucking dumbass move to do. He got incredibly lucky, and I'm not the biggest, I don't know, the reason why I'm not like a big fan of Lieutenant Dan, like, I think what he did was absolutely moronic and people shouldn't be championing him. Like, yeah, it's out of fun and I understand that, but like, there's going to be a bunch of dumbasses who do the same thing the next time there's a big ass fucking hurricane. And the fact that like this guy's getting so much publicity by like mainstream networks too, it's just like, you're just giving more dumbasses a reason to do this, but they will probably do it anyways because they're fucking dumbasses. And we see that with fucking streamers who tried to survive the hurricane because Aiden Ross asked them to. And now he did clarify this. He did say, oh, this was only for 2 streamers in particular. Like, there was only 2 streamers that he was going to give this money to. Yeah, I believe this was, I don't know, I think this might be his account. I don't know. Or maybe it's someone else's. Yeah, this does seem to be his account. Oh yeah.
Being of all time. People want to kill me, bro. All these trainees want to kill me and shit, bro. Like,
Wait, what?
You guys, bro. I don't care. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. Second of all, I'm allegedly alleged for a lot of... Look at me, bro. Like, people think I'm the worst human being of all time. People want to kill me, bro. All these trainees want to kill me and shit, bro.
Somehow he can't help himself but bring up trans people. And also, like, you are one of the worst people of all time. You literally got your fans to do terrible fucking shit to their siblings on stream just for your own sadistic reasons of just enjoying people suffering. There's also like a bunch of allegations against him when it comes to like the OnlyFans girls that he has under his employment. It's just fucking, there's a lot of shit when it comes to Aiden Ross. But yeah, despite finding, and here's the thing, he's not saying like, I mean, he is kind of saying that maybe it's not true, and I believe in this case he was right. But I mean, this wouldn't be the first time. Like, if the sexual predator stuff with Lieutenant Dan was true, it wouldn't be his first time defending sexual predators. He did that with Andrew Tate. There's 1,000 kick streamers he does that too. Like, he will defend them despite the fact that they get caught doing obviously terrible shit. He will still go out of his way to defend them. Like, he's still a terrible fucking person. But yeah, Aiden said in this tweet, listen, 70K was promised to 2 specific streamers, not everyone. You guys need to get to safety and evacuate. So people heard that he was offering 70K for 2 streamers to go out there to try to survive Hurricane Milton. And some people took it upon himself to be like, oh no, I'll be one of those people, and then he'll have to give me 70K, right? No. So he warns people, he's like, no, this is only for 2 people. Don't fucking do this. Just like go to safety, and these 2 guys will put their life at risk just so they can get some of my money. He is such an unbelievably terrible person. He was like, don't worry guys, I'm not forcing everyone to kill themselves. I'm just asking 2 people to kill themselves. Like, what the fuck? So it was a quick kick streamer by the name of Mike Smalls Jr. I don't think it says who the other ones was, but I believe there was one person that said, that, I don't know, there was one other person who got arrested for this. I don't think he was involved directly with it. I don't think he was one of the streamers mentioned during this, but some other streamer got arrested for breaking into someone's house. So like, this shit has more consequences than just, oh, this person getting, just staying out there in hurricane. Like, no, I don't know. It is just fucking stupid person.
Ross just commented and he said he's not paying me. What the fuck? What? There's no fucking way. Nigga, fuck you. Fuck you.
So yeah, apparently he told Mike Smalls Jr. that he wasn't going to be paying him. Evacuate bro, the 70K was intended to Sweater God. Oh no, it was, okay, so this wasn't even one of the guys who it was intended for. It was intended to Sweater God and Sam Bond, not you. You need to evacuate bro. So yeah, he wasn't even supposed to be out there. But like, this is what happens when you put this out there and you do fucking dumbass shit. Like, he's just such a fucking dumbass. But let's move from, actually no, I don't know. Well, I mean, there's not much to this story I wanted to cover with Lieutenant Dan trying to set a woman on fire, but that's basically it. He tried to set a woman on fire, or at least he's tried to set the park bench that she was on fire because they had an argument. And it's just so fucking weird. But like, oh God, I don't know if it's fucking Florida. That's the problem. We need to get rid of Florida. We need to pull a Bugs Bunny and just saw Florida off from the rest of the United States and let it sail on the sea until it gets eaten up by a storm or something. Because Florida, I don't know. Like, for something that should have just been a catastrophic hurricane where everyone's just like, man, this sucks. We need to pull money together and try to rebuild, try to help out, part of our nation heal from this. Instead, we get a bunch of fucking dumbasses being like, Jews control the weather. I'm going to try to like live through this in my little dinghy. And a kick streamer being like, I'm trying to give 70K for people to survive a deadly hurricane face on. And that's not even the worst of it. Because we also have these fucking people right here. I don't know. These people who try to like take advantage of the situation to essentially try to make themselves look like heroes. Because usually when it comes to situations like this, you have FEMA. Now FEMA, what they're supposed to do is basically help people in regards to, people being affected by the hurricanes with like food supplies, shelter, evacuation, shit like that. But there were some outside groups that try to take it upon themselves to help out. And here's the thing. Obviously, helping people out in a dire circumstance like what happened with Hurricane Milton is good, but you should always do it in coordination with FEMA. But the thing is that FEMA is not just going to accept a random group coming in and being like, oh, yeah, you can help us out. Like, we're going to enroll you into this. The most they will do is be like, okay, you can help us, you can gather like supplies, basically help us out. But when it comes to like evacuating and shit like that, stay out of our way, basically so that you also don't become another body they have to save. Like, these people are trained specifically for this task. And yeah, sometimes they might fuck up, but it's still what they're supposed to do. They still get trained on this shit. These are just a bunch of random people who like train dogs, and that's really it. And it's just, and I don't know, it has to be like, I don't know. The best way I can explain it is like, it's main character syndrome. Like, you can't deal with the fact that you're not the main character. So you need to go out of your way to make it seem like you are. Because there's no reason for these people to be doing this. Like, we have this guy here. So this helicopter comes in, and I remember I saw like a different angle of this video where it comes in and there's some supplies that kind of go flying. Obviously what this helicopter is trying to do is find a place to land, but it can't, and it accidentally, like, some supplies just kind of get caught up into it. Like, this helicopter is just trying to find places to land, but then these dumbasses are just taking their phone out being like, the government is trying to go out of their way to destroy supplies for some reason.
helicopter just came around here and kicked up everything.
Probably because they were trying to find a place to land, but like when you're flying one of those things, you probably can't tell like what's there, and you just need to find a place to land. Like, yeah, there's gonna be mistakes, but these people are such dumbasses. They're just like, no, it was on purpose.
Now he's out. Did they just do that on purpose? Wow, that was crazy, brother. I got it on purpose.
Yeah, we'll go back to this.
Okay, good morning, y'all. This video is getting a great response of the helicopter destroying the landing zone in Bruce Pine, North Carolina. That was one of the hardest areas. Low population and almost completely not the map. But please share it, okay? We got to share it. We got to get it out. We've got to expose the truth, man. We've got to let people...
What, that they were trying to just land somewhere and they might have just fucked some things up? Like, they didn't exactly destroy everything. Like, there's definitely stuff over there that were definitely salvageable. You were just trying to find a place to land, but these dumbasses live in like fucking conspiracy mode, so they're just like, there had to be another purpose to it. Then we got this fucking series of videos right here about the Christian Rangers or whatever the fuck. Info on ops from Christian Rangers group, who I'm currently linked up with in boots on the ground. Minute 3, they started talking about what FEMA / their secret representatives are doing.
You can't take Bowles Creek Road during the day, but at 6 o'clock they're stopping, so then they're opening it up at night. That's how we got through last night. When we came back today, we found out it was closed, so it takes an hour and a half, but I think it took us like 2 hours to get around. You got to go over a big mountain, and it's stupid scary. So while we were there, we went down there to pull security for the Pensacola Fire Department. They had 2 different sites.
They asked us to be there.
Yeah. They had 2 different sites, one on each side of the town, which was destroyed. We were making runs back and forth with 4-wheelers. They did have Starlink at both sites initially, so we could communicate to here and with each other, but that got shut down. Through the night, we had people get arrested, so we were active security. We were trying to keep looters out. We were chasing looters out in the middle of the night.
So they had a cop. They had a cop on site doing the
We did
arrest.
have some sheriff. Yeah, the sheriffs were doing the arresting. The intent for them was to move everything at the fire department because it was so full of supplies over to the other site where we were at, which is about a 5-acre chained-in fence. And then it just never happened. People started showing up. Nobody knew what was going on. We were just pulling security at that point.
So, okay, so people went to an area where supplies were supposed to be at, looking for, like, they were just looking for supplies. You weren't pulling security, you were just getting in the fucking way. And we have this description right here. We arrived in Burnsville, North Carolina today after a long time of running from areas that FEMA had went in and stopped operations. So essentially, they're saying like FEMA had to literally come in and shut us down because we weren't supposed to be doing what we were supposed to be doing. Like, we were just kind of getting in the way. Upon arriving and asking where I could help with my canines, they said their teams were on the way back to the staging area because FEMA had essentially came in and started pulling their BS. You know, they came in and be like, hey, we're trying to fucking help people, maybe get out of our fucking way. The Christian Rangers are providing assistance via armed security, delivering supplies, ASR, etc. I joined up with them and attended their afternoon meeting to see where we can assist and what went on today while they were in Pensacola, North Carolina. As of today, I have more canine security in this meeting than there. I fucking hate these LARPers. They're these fucking LARPers who are just like, you know, I'm definitely not skilled enough to get into any of these like actually sanctioned like government groups, or maybe even the army, or maybe I get like discharged from the army, so I'm just gonna role play with a couple of my buddies to pretend like we're heroes. Like, these guys are basically being like, we were trying to help, but big bad FEMA kept getting in the way. Like, no, you're getting in the way. That's the problem. You're not supposed to be there. Like, I don't understand how people like this, like, it's basically people who just don't, who think the government's all bad, and in some cases they're correct, but in this case, like, the government is doing what they should be doing. They have a specialized group that is there to help in this regard, but you're still like, no, I have to it's main character syndrome. Like, there's only one reason why you would do this. Like, if FEMA's there, they're doing what they should be doing, but you're also like, no, I have to do this myself. You just have a big ego. You can't live without the world being centered around you, because what you're unnecessarily putting yourself in this situation to make yourself seem like the hero. Just, there's other ways you can help without directly involving yourself, without putting your face in the center of it. Like, you just want to be known as a good person. That's why they make these fucking videos instead of, I don't know, actually doing anything. Like, what's the purpose of this? Because these are just fucking just random people who just go out there and think they're doing something great. But if something bad was to happen, they're just another body that FEMA has to fucking save. That's why you're not supposed to do this. That's why you shouldn't be going into these areas you're not supposed to be in. That's why you shouldn't be helping out unless you're in direct coordination with these groups, which they're not. And I believe in this video they say they're not, or at least I remember there was like a video where someone like this was just like, oh, we learned about what FEMA was doing or what areas were impacted because we listened in on someone from FEMA's FEMA's conversation with someone else. So they're not even directly being told this. They have to like just spy on what actual FEMA agents are doing. I don't know. I couldn't make out most of what that guy was saying, but it literally just sounded like there was some guy who maybe was a drug addict. I don't know. He said he was like tweaking out at one point. There was like someone who just desperately wanted shelter. Maybe he just so happened to be a drug addict, and this guy just kicked him out of there. Like, I don't know. Like, what good comes from that? Being like, hey, you came to this center because there's a hurricane coming and you wanted some safety, but I'm just gonna, kick you out and leave you to the forces of nature. Oh my god, look at this guy. Jesus Christ. It's just, when you just look at most of these guys, you're just like, okay, this is just people with way too much time on their hands that just want to like role play. Again, it's just fucking main character energy. It's people who have no right to be there, who are only relying on information from 3 women, it seems, from social media posts about who needs help or not, and that's really it. Like, this does not seem functional. And just looking at the description for this one, because this was a separate video, a brief of what the Christian Rangers role is in all of this and how they are helping. We refuse to submit to any agency such as FEMA because the mission is helping people in need, and that's what they're doing, and you're just kind of doing nothing. Like, it's just, I don't understand this at all. Like, literally from the last video, this is basically just a briefing of what they're going to do. From the last video, it seems the only thing they got done was kicking one guy out of a shelter. Like, how many people are they really saving from this? It just seems like they're bored and they just want to roleplay. It's just pathetic. It really is. Like, all you do in this situation is get in the way of people who are actually trying to help just because you want to feel like big and important. I don't understand this. I don't understand how people can just look at a situation like what happened with Hurricane Helene in Milton and be like, how can I make this about myself? We saw that with Lieutenant Dan, which still, like, I get, people were memeing about it. I meme about it too. It's pretty fun. It's pretty funny considering it. And we didn't even get to the fact that on his first kick stream, he says the N-word. Like, after surviving Hurricane Milton and getting a kick deal, he just says the N-word straight up. But yeah, we get that with Lieutenant Dan. Again, I know it's fun, memeing, shit like that, but he's still a fucking moron. We have Aiden Ross getting people to literally go out there to just harm themselves. And then we have fucking idiots like this who just want to roleplay and act like they're heroes, while also like not really working with the people who are best handled for the situation, who literally tell them like, hey, if you want to help, just, gather supplies and shit like that. Don't go out of your way to try to get people, because that just puts yourself in danger, and that just makes it more bodies for us to have to go help. And when you look at the group of people who are gathered in the video, yeah, these aren't people who I would trust to be like handy people, like active, athletic people who can actually go out there to like save people, who are handled for this. Like, these are people that you would kind of see at like, I don't know. These are just people that you would like see at a shooting range, not at like a fucking, I don't know. It's just so weird. Like, they're all gathered around like this weird faded car. They talk about in like the second video about like their briefing or whatever. They talk about how their porta potties are filled. Like, it, by no means do they actually sound competent in what they're doing. But I don't know. Just fucking weird.